Joe Biden continued his winning streak yesterday when the Electoral College confirmed what pretty much everybody seems to have known except you know who. He is the next president of the United States. It is him. So last night, he made it clear that he never wants to see a repeat of the mockery you know who made of the democratic process. Take a look.
It is my sincere hope we never again see anyone subjected to the kind of threats and abuse we saw in this election. It's simply unconscionable. We owe these public servants a debt of gratitude. The court sent a clear signal to President Trump that there would be no part of an unprecedented assault on our democracy. You know, in this battle for the soul of America, democracy prevailed.
And judging what just happened on the Senate floor before the show, could it be? I mean, I hate to even say that Republicans seem to finally be willing to accept reality. Take a look.
The Electoral College has spoken. So today I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden. The President-elect is no stranger to the Senate. He's devoted himself to public service for many years. I also want to congratulate the Vice President-elect, our colleague from California, Senator Harris.
So, I mean, does anyone sit with deep confidence that we've heard the last of this, he's not the Is it over, Joy? I'll start with you.
Okay. Well, you know, four more years of this would have been a catastrophe for the country, I think everybody agrees with that. But we really cannot rest yet, because Trump has managed, and this is his legacy, he has managed to obliterate the line between truth and lies. And that is a stain that will be with us for a few years, I think, until people come around to understand that you cannot listen to the lying that goes on some networks. I won't mention them. The other thing is that let the record show that Putin congratulated Biden before McConnell did, okay? That's it. I mean, Trump is going to have to accept the fact that Putin is his ex. I don't know if that's going to go down. And here's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for McConnell to congratulate Biden and the Democrats on taking the Senate. Then we can really take a breath, I think. That and the vaccine are the two things that I'm waiting for now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Dan, you say some post-election legal challenges are normal, but when did these lawsuits start getting out of hand for you?
Well, certainly anything moving forward from today is out of hand, right? I mean, meaning in the day or two after the election, if Biden had been down by just a little bit, I wouldn't have been surprised if the Biden team had been in court trying to just establish some basics. But as it became clear that the election wasn't close, then it became clearer that the legal challenges weren't close. They moved the goalposts, right? Then it became trying to convince state legislators. Oh, you know, let's try and prevent them from certifying the vote. That was the next fight. That didn't work. Now we've had the electors vote. And now it seems that there's some still talking about this January 6th date. That, oh, that'll be the day when it's a really official. That's when Congress actually counts the votes. And yet, so I think you're going to continue to see some of these now incredibly frivolous legal efforts. But remember, this is no longer legal. At this point forward, anything from now on is an effort to steal the election, period.
Okay. Well, Sonny, I mean, as far as I can see, I thought they've been trying to steal the election for the last 4 years. But that's just me being crazy. But what do you? Yeah. I mean, what's your take on this, son?
You know, I think an attack on our democracy is always a problem, and that's a problem from the very beginning. These legal challenges have always been, I think, a cover for the grift that's been going on. We know that President Trump has raised over $200 million. And I often say this on the show, follow the money and you will be able to understand the reasoning. He wanted to continue these fake legal challenges so that he could raise more money from his very gullible supporters. And I will say what was most insulting to the rule of law for me was trying to get this case before the Supreme Court in an effort, I think, to exact a quid pro quo from the Supreme Court justices he appointed. And Ted Cruz offering to argue the case before the Supreme Court was, for me, so despicable and disgusting that I'm not surprised that they continue to reach this, to just lower the bar over and over and over again.
Right. Sarah, when you're looking at this and you're listening to people, and you know, we've heard this now for what, 4, 5, 6 weeks now. When you hear them continuously try to redefine what the American people's will was, are you heartened that it didn't work? Are you saddened that they tried?
I'm honestly heartened at the strength of the democracy we live within, because there have been a lot of bleak moments where democracy has just been attacked. Whether it was the fact that there wasn't a peaceful transfer of power by this president, there still hasn't been. Almost an entire party in a two-party system has tried to stave off accepting the results of an election. You had the 2 cases that were taken to the Supreme Court and swiftly refused because they had no legal merit to be there at all. But simultaneously, we saw democracy continue to flex its muscles. We saw that in a pandemic, we had the greatest voter turnout in the history of this country, not only understandably by numbers, but by percentage of turnout. We had 66.7% turnout. We had the state recounts. People did the right thing. They recounted and then confirmed the results. The Electoral College yesterday voted with the people. There were no faithless electors, and judges doing their job all along the way. And I think Biden said it best yesterday when he said our democracy pushed, tested, threatened, proved to be resilient, true, and strong. And that's where I am heartened that we are right now.
It's a wonderful thing, and I have to tip my dreads to all of those Republicans that ran some of these elections who did not bend, who thought the will of the people actually means the will of the people. And so I have to say, you know, that made me happy to recognize that it was starting to happen. There were Republicans who were not afraid, but they were afraid to go against the democracy, and I like that. Because our democracy is pretty strong. It's fought off a lot of stuff over the last 4 years, and it's thrilling to see it at work.